spirits meet. And today we have another spirit from Tobermory. Yeah, today I'm reviewing not the whiskey but the gin from the Tobermory distillery. And yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. I had a little bit of a read about the Tobermory gin because nobody of us has actually been to the Isle of Mull, and therefore we haven't seen the Tobermory distillery from the inside or the outside. And yeah, so we heavily rely on the data from the internet for our own knowledge. The Tobermory gin is basically a maceration gin. That means it's not distilled again with their botanicals, but they actually take the botanicals and let them soak in the alcohol to get the flavors out, and then have the gin with all the botanicals in it. And yeah, what they do at the Tobermory distillery is, if you think this is the spirit from the distillery 100%, then you're also wrong, because they actually advertise that they take neutral alcohol and put a splash of their new distillate from the distillery into the alcohol, and then they let the ingredients soak in there for 24 hours. So what we do have is a normal gin that has been influenced with the spirit of the Tobermory distillery, but as all the processes thereafter are made at the distillery of Tobermory, they are officially allowed to call it a Tobermory gin. They do have a nice cork stopper with the Isle of Mull on it, and it's a really nice bottle, and it has these famous shorefront at the Isle of Mull on the label, what they are really proud of. Yeah, hopefully I will be able to visit the distillery at some point, because I really wanted to visit it last year or this year, and I will maybe not make it, but I will eventually get to the Isle of Mull and have a look at the distillery. Oops. It's a very, 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 very fresh flavor with a lot of fresh juniper and a lot of citrus and a lot of herbs. They say a little bit of malt comes from that splash of new make. I would rather say there's a bit of a pear note in there as well. So maybe that's from the new make. Oh, it's nice. It's a nice, fresh, fruity gin. The flavor is also really lemony. Really feels a bit like a really, really hefty lemonade. And it's fresh, it's fruity, it's relatively sweet also. Also really sweet. A little bit of a stickiness going on in my mouth. It got 43.3% ABV, so it's a nice drinking strength for the advanced connoisseur. For a beginner, it might be a little bit a little bit hefty with 43% ABV and no maturation. Might be a little bit sharp. Yes, there is a certain sharpness to it because it's a raw spirit. If you compare it to a whiskey. But I like it. It's always, if you get into gin, there's that bass tone that is totally different. You have that bass tone of juniper, and it's all over your mouth, and you realize, okay, this is all about herbs. And then you have complexity in a various different directions with a lot of other herbs, a lot of sweetness, a lot of fruitiness. So it's really nice, and some spices as well, but like coriander. Oh, is it, wait, no, that's a herb again. Yeah, herby, little bit spicy region, a little bit of a oriental flavor also in the back there. So it's a well-made gin. It's definitely a well-made gin, and yeah, what did you expect from the guys who run Tobermory? They are pros at distilling, so they will probably be able to do a good gin as well, and they are down with the flavors, so they do have the tasting capabilities to find out what kind of gin or spirit is good for the customer. Yeah, go out, have a look for it. It's not a limited edition, it's standard with the Tobermory distillery now, so it should be widely available. Yeah, that was it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.